speaking of Machiavelli, toss it up. I heard you and Pac, y'all had a situation behind the scenes because of that record, right?
Okay, so what happened was this. Okay. Teddy Riley didn't do the beat, a song. Andre gets on the song. At the beginning of the song, Andre take a shot at Snoop. He says, if you go back to the beginning, that's why we were smashing so much, they stopped playing it on the radio. They just started coming in, straight into No Diggity with Teddy Riley verse. So at the beginning of it, Andre says he do some shit, even the dog can't do this, shooting at Snoop. So when we sat down in the studio, Pac was like, damn, Snoop, this motherfucker is taking shots at you, huh? He didn't say taking shots, but, he said something a little more aggressive than that. But at the end of the day, we said, fuck it. We're going to take this toss it up beat and get on it. So Snoop Dogg got the first verse. Pac Dogg got the last verse. Snoop was a no-show. Pac got mad as a motherfucker. Pac like, shit, I'm riding for this motherfucker. He ain't up here to ride for himself. I said, but look, you know you got love for him. He on death row. He said, well, I'll tell you what. You're right, he is on death row. And the crazy thing about it, that's the same time Pac was like, man, Simon, man, you got to break away from this death row shit. What we going to do, call it the row and leave death out? So he started laughing, right? So anyway, Pac goes in the booth. He go in. He go in on Andre. He go in, right? And the shit you heard later on, in my opinion, sort of messed the song up when they kept going, ooh, ooh. They did that and fucked the groove up because Jimmy came in crying because Teddy then was crying. Blackstreet was like, nah, they gonna take our song away. That's the only hit we got. Pac was like, shit, we gonna beat those niggas up. They ain't gonna say shit, right? So when it was all said and done, that's how that happened. But at the same time, you can show how fucked up people can be. Because they took one of our tracks, I think it was I Ain't Mad At You or whatever, and they performed the whole song to that song, Blackstreet did. But it's different because Death Row is black owned. Every other label at Interscope is white owned, still today. And none of those labels really black owned. And that's why they got some of the worst deals ever. Till today. Well, it's different because Gangsta Steve over there. And Gangsta Steve is a really, really great dude. Steve Berman is the best. But that's how that really happened. So a lot of the stuff. Another funny story is we was doing that video, right? So Aaron Hall supposed to have been in the video. So I called Aaron Hall. He out of town. I'm like, man, we need to do the video. We're going to get you your plane ticket. He was talking about he got to bring all these dogs. He got to do all this extra shit. He gave a demand letter that, like he was Tupac. Like he pressing the motherfucker. One thing I don't do, I ain't never let a motherfucker press me. I don't believe in that. I said, well, told Pac then, we're not going to kiss his ass. So I had a lookalike contest. All the people who can look like Aaron Hall. I said, we ain't going to let him out the car. We're going to let him do it first inside the car and bob his head and everything else. It was so good. I seen Aaron Hall one day, and Aaron Hall was like, man, we turned on that Toss It Up video. It was so good. That motherfucker, that was him. It wasn't even him. He fooled himself. That's not Aaron Hall in the Toss It Up video.
That's crazy, man. I always thought that was Aaron Hall.
No, I don't let nobody press me. If you're going to be doing all that, we don't need you. See, that's the difference between the real Death Row and people trying to be Death Row. Death Row, we smart enough, and I know I'm smart enough to figure it out and make it work. Everything we did, I give credit to God, I give it to the Death Row family because it was a family. Jealousy messed some things up. The crooked cops destroyed everything.
And Lisa Ray, she was in that video too, right?
Absolutely. I've been knowing Lisa Ray from the Chicago days. Me and Lisa Ray go way, way back. I mean, before I started Death Row and before she was doing what she doing. That's the homie. The homegirl, you know? Me and Tupac was so tight that we fucked a lot of the same bitches, probably even knowing we fucked the same bitches. So we might be at the mall, we might be somewhere, and a bitch speak to me, and he'd be like, fucked her? Yep, I did too. This might speak to him. And he'd be like, did you fuck her? Yep, he said, I did too. So what we used to do is get a girl that we both fucked, right? But they don't know we know. And Montes was our. So either I call him or he'll call him. But it'll only be one that we both fucked, but they don't know we both did. Like, hey, I'll be like, hey, meet me at Montes. Or he'll be, hey, meet me at Montes. So when they come and sit there, we both sitting there eating, you know.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
We drinking the Cristal and we laughing and we just watch them sweat. We saying, do he know? Or do they both know? So everything was one thing about life and how we was living and how we was doing it. We was enjoying it. So that's why I feel that it bothers me that they didn't keep
You have 60 seconds remaining.
about Tupac. Because at the end of the day, I got shot more than once that day and grazed and shit and got bullet in the head and everything else. But it's nothing like losing somebody you that close to. And at the same time, if Tupac wouldn't have been a man that fight for the people, controversy, push for everyone, he wouldn't be dead. Of course, the cops didn't be able to get away with it. Also, I wouldn't have been blamed and sent to prison when they always knew the truth. I heard those KPD recordings. They knew from day one. They didn't want to help us. They wanted to destroy us. So the fight is real. Only the strong survive.
Right. And to go back to Lisa Ray, I know her and the Brat related, and Pac, he was beefing with the Brat, right?
Well, Pac didn't like he didn't like the people she fuck with. You know what I mean? So Pac thought it was some fake shit, and then at one time, Pac felt like the Brat was trying to be Snoop. You know what I mean? Like Pac really had love for Snoop. I mean, like we treated Snoop like he was one of us. You know what I mean? So, and that being said, then when the Brat first came out, and Jermaine Dupri made everything like she was Snoop.